Class 3, 1,000-metre dash here, headed by Triumphant Jewel, a 4-time course and distance winner. Moment of Power roll forward, barrier 2, National Will in the saddle there. Money Boy, beaten favourite, course and distance, his last 2 starts. Mr. Right, a last start, course and distance winner. That was in Class 4, though. Khaki gets the blinkers on for the first time. Encore Boy, second up, his first time here at Happy Valley. And Ocean Roar from barrier 1. He'll be going forward.
Yep. That's all he's got normally, Ocean Roar. Jump and run, Mr. Right, similar type. They're going to match engines early and maybe Moment of Power will let the speed go and get the lovely sit on the back of them. Or will he vie for it as well? It's a bit of a 50-50 flip of the coin scenario, but I sort of follow the thoughts of those creating the speed map and think he'll just take the sit in. But they'll zip along. They'll be good. And here's General Island. He's really been pushed out down the back straight in this workout, so he's had a decent workout here. This was just the other day as well. Douglas White from barrier 9, but you can see he's pretty much at peak fitness. Wei Feng Vinny, I thought I'd show this because he can play up a bit. You can see, look at the hold he's got on him. He's normally like this in the morning. He's only a little small precocious horse, but he does like to get on with the job. But I think he's going to really appreciate this pace. Encore Boy, he's trialled really well at Happy Valley before. He was no match for Hot King Prawn last time, but since then his work's been good and he's come out and trialled okay. So he did drop away quite quickly though in that straight 1,000.
Yeah, tried to match motors with him, didn't it? Didn't really pay off first up. We'll start off with Circuit King, Money Boy and Lucky Guy, and Khaki as well at the back of the field here behind E-Super. Circuit King though only just beaten a short head.
Yeah, by E-Super. Good effort from Circuit King on the night. He drew 4. He's got 7 to contend with here. He's definitely a horse to consider. I think Money Boy is still a horse to consider as well. He had a slightly more difficult barrier, but he's quite honest. He's had a fair bit of racing. This will be his 9th run for the season, so maybe that could be something to consider. Maybe he's feeling a little bit tired, but he's been quite honest in these types of races.
He'll give you a good sight, Money Boy, I agree, totally. And, you know, he's a $5.30 favourite at this race at the moment, so it shows how open the race is. He could be one that, you know, will give you good sight for a long period of time.
And you'll get a better price because Joe's jumped ship.
Yep.
All right. Mr. Wright was a last start winner, albeit in Class 4 company. He's generally struggled in the higher grade, but has come up with a good gate. He's got a good gate, but he had a sole lead in this particular contest and ran away. But he's not going to get that no way in this race, you'd think, with Moment of Power and also with Ocean Roar in the race. So he's going to feel the pressure. So I prefer him. I think this was his race and he won it.
Yep. Yeah, he's had 27 goes, as you said, Andrew. Only had the 1 win in this class, so the odds are stacked against him to win again. All right, Encore Boy, we've touched on a little bit. Let's have a look at his trial here at Happy Valley. So he has experience of the circuit, just not under race conditions. It's a good trial. We know he's got ability. You go right back through his form. He was able to run time over the straight 1,000 at Sha Tin in one of, I think, his first or his second start. He's had problems getting out of the barriers on time as well. He's now coming to the Valley. This was a good trial. If you go back and look at his trial prior to this, he was actually trialled on the dirt, I think, from memory, and sat back in the field and closed off really well. So there might be another string to his bow. I've got him in, but I find him unreliable, so I'm going to tip against him to win. Yeah, I've got him on a place line. You'll know your fate within 100 metres, I reckon, with him. Because if he gets out and gets in a nice position, he's going to run well. All right, it's wide open this though for race 5, Paul. Yeah, so I'm going to make, it's a race you wouldn't want to make a best bet at all, so I will. I'm going to make it here, Moment of Power. I think he's going to come up a good price. He's been freshened up. He's won off this rating before. He's back to 1,000, and from barrier 2, National Will aboard. I think he can run really well. And when we see the stats, you'll see what I mean as well. So I've got him on top to beat Encore Boy. Wei Feng Vinny will appreciate the pace. He'll be running on nicely, and Money Boy is very consistent. 3, 11, 5 and 4, but I'm going to make Moment of Power my best. Fair enough, Paul. I got the same 4 numbers, slightly different order. I went with Money Boy just because he's consistent. You'll get a better price. Encore Boy's talented, but he can do things wrong. Moment of Power is pretty straightforward, isn't he? His jump, run, 1,000 metres is much better for him. Wei Feng Vinny, also 1,000 metres better, but he's completely the opposite to Moment of Power. He sits back and closes in. So I thought the winner had come from those 4, and I'll play the trio 4 banker with 2 General Iron, the one Paul showed from Track Workers, the other Inclusion. All right, yeah, I've ended up with Wei Feng Vinny in the end. I just think all the pace, just close over the top of them. Yeah, well, that's the plan anyway. That was race number 5. Up next for us is the feature race, race number 6, the January Cup.